So, one of the things we love to do with kids is what we call story theater. We teach them that stories have narrative structure. Of course, we don't put it that way. We call it beginning, middle, and end. And the beginning, we often develop characters. And then in the middle, something happens. It's usually a problem that needs to be solved. And then, at the end, things work out. Sometimes they don't, but usually they do work out. And things are resolved in a resolution. Of course, we don't use that word either. But we see, we're educational here. And so we like to teach story structure. I spend a lot of time in schools doing artist-in-residence courses, so I've been taught by really good classroom teachers what helps kids. So we do that here at our camp too. So they develop characters. We began with a hat, maybe a little piece of costume, maybe a setting. You can see they've made environments here. And we ended up with a story. Now, we did like 4 different stories. So if I start to sort of go off, you guys sort of get me back on track. I'll do my best to try and remember. And John, of course, standing by to save the day, as he always is. So here we go. Presenting the original, never-before-performed story called The Night Before Christmas and All Through the Mouse.
Or,
once upon a time, there was a kingdom. I'll introduce you to the people of the kingdom. First, living in a box in a bridge down by the river, under a bridge down by the river, was a band of happy hobos. There was Hobo Bob, and Hobo Bob said,
hello.
and there was Hobo Joe, who said, and Hobo Bobo.
And said, happy birthday.
I guess it was somebody's birthday. Now they had a dog named Olive. That was Olive the other reindeer. And of course, let's not forget their daughter Samantha. She was in the Christmas spirit. Well, nearby on the other side of the river was Princess Esmeralda's palace. Staying with Princess Esmeralda were some house guests. Chewy the mouse. You did hear me say all through the mouth. Huh? And Dasher. Yes, that's Santa's reindeer Dasher. Uh-oh, I see a plot twist coming up. Now, in the town were many shops on Main Street. There was a hat seller shop, and of course, Mrs. Robinson's scarf shop. You see here, Mrs. Robinson and her manager, Lexi. Mrs. Robinson was having a sale. Let's see what sale she's having today.
Well, this usual price is $103. I reduced the price to $53. And this is for free because it made a Christmas present. This is $1. This is $4. This is a handkerchief and it's $1. And this is another handkerchief and it's $8.
Ooh, I see something I'd like to get for my wife. And Lexi has a special sale too. Oh, knitted scarf, 20%. Yep, sounds like that holiday time. Well, there was a tall castle tower, and living up there was King Carlito and Queen Tanya. They were very gentle, good rulers. They cared about the people in their kingdom. Now, very far away. How far away? All the way up to the... Oh, you added the R. Good. It was the North Pole for a while. At least not the Goth Pole. That's what one I was worried about. Was the North Pole, where, you guessed it, Santa was getting ready, because it was Christmas Eve, to fly across the land. And there's his lead, reindeer Rudolph, with her nose so bright. All right. Well, that evening, it was Christmas Eve. Samantha was out in front of her box home, and she was upset. She was busy cleaning out cans of old bean cans, which the hobos had been eating. She was kind of sad, and she said,
I believe in Christmas.
but Hobo Joe said, somebody said,
Santa ain't no real, he's just old phony, and even if we could get you a present, we have no money, we ain't cheapskates.
and Hobo Bobo said,
Yeah.
and Hobo Joe said, get back to work. So she got back, but she was really sad. And so she decided to run away. Because if these guys didn't believe in Santa, she believed in Santa. She wanted to find out about that. So she threw down her cans of beans and ran away,
Hey!
taking all of the dog with her.
Hey, we say
Well, now she's crying. Because she's such a good crier. Well, it just happened that King Carlito, with his telescope, was looking out the window. He cared about his kingdom. He saw somebody crying. He heard a dog whimpering. He said to his queen, and she looked out the window with her telescope.
yes, you should call Santa.
Of course, if somebody's crying, you should call Santa. So, Santa went to hitch up all his reindeer, and he counted
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And he said,
There's 8.
and 8 was,
Dash.
Dasher was missing. Oh no, Santa would have to find Dasher. So, off he went through the night sky.
And as he came to the village, first thing he found was a little hobo girl and her dog. And he said, "Hello, little girl.
Hello, little girl.
Why are you away from home?"
Why are you away from home?
She said, "I don't have a home. I have a box."
I have a box. I have a box.
And he's like, "Shoot. Oh, I'll bring you to this box."
I'll bring you to this box.
And so he went to the house of the hobos, who were all amazed to see that Santa really exists.
He's real!
And so they immediately fainted and went to sleep. And the little girl said, "Santa, I'm so glad you're real." And Santa said, "I am too.
I am Simba.
Ho, ho, ho." And he said, "I'm missing one of my reindeer."
I'm missing one of my reindeer.
And he said, "Do you think there's any animals around that could help me?"
Do you think there's any animals around that can help you?
And just then, little Chewy the mouse let out a big old belch.
Ooh.
and she was eating a piece of scarf, which is her favorite thing to eat. And Santa came up to Chewy and said, "You there, little mouse.
You there, little mouse.
Would you like to help me pull my sleigh?"
Would you like to help me pull my sled? Squeak.
Yes, and Chewy said squeak, which is mouse for yes. And so Chewy became part of Santa's sleigh, and they dash away, all the way to the house of the princess. And the princess said,
What are you doing here?
and Santa said, "Delivering holiday cheer."
Delivering holiday cheer.
And then the princess said, "Oh, I have someone who might want to help you."
Oh, I have someone who might want to help you.
Who could it be? Yes, it was Dasher, the reindeer. And Santa said, "Ho, ho, ho, there you are."
Oh, there you are.
And so his reindeer finally complete, with Dasher in the lead, being the fastest, with Rudolph right up there. Santa went about delivering presents that Christmas Eve when all the townspeople were asleep. Over at the hobo's box, Santa delivered many, many cans of beans. they delivered cans of dog food.
Yay!
And Olive was very happy. At the palace of the princess, they delivered all sorts of pink goodies. Because that was her favorite color, you see. Yes, and the little mouse was very hungry for scarves. And so they gave the mouse some scarves. And speaking of scarves, when Santa came to the shop of the scarf sellers, yes, you guessed it, they dumped out a whole box worth of scarves. Of which Chewie took one. And when the scarf people woke up, they were so delighted because a mouse had been eating all their scarves. And Miss Robinson said,
Oh my goodness, at least Santa came of what you know. Ooh.
and Lexi said, and then finally Santa went to the house of the king and the queen, who he was very good friends with. And they were sleeping under their thrones, like king and queens do. And Santa gave them brand new telescopes to see, to look out over the people under their rule. And everyone was so happy with all their Christmas presents and to see that Santa was real that they all gathered in the town square to sing a happy Christmas song. Some more easily than others. All right, here we go.
Ready? You're going to give us three.
Sit down, please.
Thank you. Here we go. You ready? Is that it? So you're going to give us three?
Yeah.